Hey, good afternoon, guys. AJ Town here, live with the T Storm Chasers. Going to bring you the latest weather information. We're going to discuss some of these cells that are pushing across the region this afternoon and into the evening, and also take a look at tomorrow. There is a severe weather risk as well. We'll break that down hour by hour, and we will give you guys the latest information. Here we go. Let's get started, folks. So I want to discuss right now the Storm Prediction Center. Whoa, that was a lot louder than I was expecting. Anyways, we are looking at some severe weather risk. That area in the dark green is going to be under a 20% chance of seeing some severe weather push across the area this evening and into the overnight hours. Now, what is that going to entail? Now, this was not put out by us. This was actually put out by Norman, Oklahoma Storm Prediction Center. They are the ones that put this out, so this is put out by the National Weather Service, not by us. So just one thing I always like to make clear about that, because sometimes people think that we do our own graphics like 100%. Sometimes we use their graphics, and it all depends, so we just want to verify things like that. The main threat, as you can see here in this reddish color, is going to be wind, is what our primary threat with this system as it continues to make its way northeastward. Now, what system are we talking about? What are we looking at? And what is going on? Let's look at it hour by hour. Actually, let's take a... I lied there. We are going to... We are going to take a quick look there at the live current radar here that we are seeing with some of the showers and storms starting to push across the region here. We can see down into, as far as down into Nebraska area there. We do see a little bit of lightning with this cell coming into the South Dakota side of things. We do expect that to stick around. Back further up northeast there into the Sioux Falls area, we do see some stronger storms starting to form there to the western portions of the I-29 corridor there. Over into the T area there, we could see a little stronger storm there just west of the T area there. Along that Turner and Lincoln County line there is what we are seeing as well. I'm clicking on the screen and it's not moving. We do see some showers and storms pushing across the northern portion of the I-90 corridor there, and as that does continue to progress its way eastward, northeastward, we don't expect to see much more of that severe weather with that system there that is north of the I-90 corridor. Our main concern is basically south of that I-90 corridor and west of that I-29 corridor is what we are kind of watching here closely. I want to jump in and say, hey, Shanta, thank you for those 200 stars. Greatly appreciate those. Hey, guys, if you haven't heard, you can help subscribe or help support us by subscribing or sending us stars. Those also help us as well. Anyways, back and jump back out here looking at the latest model run. According to the HRRR model run here, we will break this down hour by hour starting at about that 4 p.m. time frame. We do see those showers and storms still sticking around. That'll continue again to progress its way northeastward, and then we'll see those storms continue to fire and grow in strength there. Right about that 7 o'clock hour there, we start to see things really develop and come into the area there north of Scotland and north of Platte, north of Platte there. North of Salem, between Salem and Madison, there is another system. South of the Yankton area. Hey, Fred, thank you for the stars. Liz, thank you for those stars. Greatly appreciate those, guys. Anyways, back to it. Along Highway 81 there into the Nebraska Panhandle. There we do see some of those stronger storms starting to form as those continue to progress their way northeastward. As we'll go to the next slide here, we do see that now along the I-29 corridor, about the 8 o'clock time frame, we are seeing some of the heavier bands. Good news is a lot of this is going to be moisture filled. So that is really good news. Scotland area there, about 8 o'clock, we are watching that little cell there just to the northwest. Oh, what just happened there? No, it jumped on me. North of Olivet there, east of Parkston, we are watching that little cell there as well. Must have had an update there and didn't catch it. 9 o'clock time frame. Oh, that's why. It was 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock time frame there about that Scotland area there. Again, we are seeing those stronger storms just to the west of that Highway 81 corridor. And as we continue to put this map into motion, we can see a lot of this is going to stay in that moisture-filled area there. This will continue to grow over our area, which is going to be great news. It'll push its way eastward and into northwestern Iowa. As that continues to progress its way eastward and into northwestern Iowa there, we do see that it's going to continue to bring a chance of some rain and storms pushing into the overnight hours and into the early morning hours is what we are seeing as that makes its way eastward there. So that should answer Kathy's question about Iowa Great Lakes. I'm not 100% sure where that is, but I'm thinking I covered it. But that's what we are looking at for the latest HRRR model run. One thing that I like to look at too, and this will really help us distinguish as well. Let me get this model run done here. As we are waiting on that, let's take a quick look at our 7-day outlook, guys. Our 7-day outlook does have moisture for the next 3 days involved in it. Temps are going to be more of your fall-like weather. Maybe overnight is going to be definitely your fall-like weather in the low 60s to upper 50s. And then as we get to the end of beginning of next week, we expect to see some of those 88, 90 temps to come back into play there into next week. Next Wednesday, we are looking at a 30% chance of seeing some moisture pushing through the area as well. So, now that I got my lightning tracker loaded here, let's take a quick look at that. Now, this is going to give us an indication of how strong these storms are going to be and about what time they are. So, about that 7 o'clock time there south of the Yankton area, we are watching that cell there. West of the Freeman area there, we do see some stronger indications of lightning north of Minnow there. That's going to indicate of some of this hail or wind and stronger system pushing through there. Freeman about that 9 o'clock time frame. Along 18 there, it's sticking around until about that midnight time frame. Then we do expect to see things start to die down, which is a good indication. Which is a good indication there of that as we go into the midnight hour and overnight hours, we expect things to start to die down. So the main system is going to be between that 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock time frame. The main severe threat is going to be between that 6 to 9 o'clock time frame is what we are looking at. So that being said, be sure to follow us. Be sure to have the latest information on that. We're going to take a quick look at another model run here. So if I can get my screen switched. So as we take another quick look here down, this is at 6 o'clock. We can see with this model run too, that cell that is a little stronger there to the west of us is what is showing up on this model run. That system does continue to progress its way east, northeastward, and that's going to continue to bring our chances of seeing some moisture and stuff like that throughout the area. Again, that's going to move eastward and dissipate as it does move eastward. We do have that 30% chance there of seeing some rain showers push through the area tomorrow. And this is why there's that little cell that pushes through, just a quick little brief rain shower that pushes through the area. Now come into the overnight, early evening and into the overnight hours, we do see another small chance push through. Now we are watching this system for Saturday. This appears to be more of a Saturday morning type situation and will continue to progress its way eastward and dissipate as it goes eastward. So we don't expect to see much severe weather with that. However, speaking of some severe weather for tomorrow, back to this. Again, we are watching an area to the western portions of South Dakota, southwestern portions of South Dakota, and into Nebraska there. The area in yellow is going to be about a 4 out of 10 or 4 out of 5. I'm sorry. Let me restart back over. It's going to be about a 2 out of 5 chance of seeing some severe weather pushing through that area there tomorrow. So that's going to be something, if you have family in that area, definitely let them know. Hey, there's a risk of some severe weather tomorrow. Keep your eyes and ears to the sky, and that will let us know with that. Western portions of South Dakota, we did see that line of storms and showers push through on that latest model run that we did, and so that is something to watch there. We will, give me just a second here. Give me just a second here to get this loaded real quick. This is going to be our 48-hour HRR model run, so this is going to be more of an in-depth look at things and how it's going to look over the next 48 hours. Now, as that is loaded, I know I'm jumping all over, guys, sorry. We are going to take a look at our precipitation outlook here, put out by the National Weather Service there for towards the end of the month. We do see that we are going to be below the normal average for this time of year with moisture, unfortunately. Much of the country is going to be below their normal for the below their normal for this time of year. So definitely, unfortunately, some moisture is not going to be our favorite here. Temps, though, are going to be above average temps for much of the area. We are going to see it's leaning more towards about a 40-50% chance of seeing above normal temps throughout the end of September there. So fall, unfortunately, doesn't look to be knocking on our doors. We are going to be seeing those above average temps for that. Renee, thank you for those stars. Greatly appreciate that. My model run is up. So let's get over to the next 48 hours for western South Dakota and western Nebraska there. So as we start to put things into play here, we do start to see this disturbance moving through the area. That will be dissipate through the overnight hours and bring us some chances of seeing some rain showers and stuff push through the area. Then as we go into what happened here? I lost my model. I lied. Give me a second here. Let me get that loaded back up here. Certainly do apologize. Joys of doing a live shot is we never know what's going to happen. All right, so this model run should be uploaded now. Let's look. Perfect. So as we can see there, right about that 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, we start to see some of these storms starting to push through the area. Winter area, there's something we got to watch about that 6:30 Central Time. We do start to see some storms start to develop there. About that 7:30 Central Standard Time is what we are looking at. That'll form some lines and progress our way eastward. So definitely Nebraska looks to be more of the favorable area of seeing these storms push through. For the Sioux Falls area there on 9/17 Saturday morning, there is what we are going to be seeing our chances of some rain showers pushing through that morning time. If you're going to head down into Nebraska area or Iowa area tomorrow or Saturday, there you're going to have some rain to deal with during the morning. That will push out of the area and die off as it continues to progress its way eastward. So we do have just a little bit of a concern there. You did see there come into, let me get a little further here. About that 6 o'clock time frame is when we start to see things develop for western Nebraska and western South Dakota there. We do have south central South Dakota is starting to develop some storms as well. Now this is on 9/6, so this is on Friday, is that we are watching some of these storms that are going to be developing there. We do have a strong indication there south of Gregory about that 7 o'clock time frame and down into the Nebraska area there, south of Bassett, south of Newport, north of Taylor there, we do have some stronger indications of storms producing about that 7 p.m. time frame. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on it for that severe weather risk for tomorrow. Again, this is going into Saturday morning. We will have that slight chance overnight. We will see during the day or early morning into the late morning hours down into Nebraska and Iowa. We'll see some of that storm pushing through that area. So definitely some moisture going to be pushing through the area. We will continue to monitor this. If severe weather does start to break out for much of or for the area, we will certainly bring you guys the latest information on that. You can see lots of moisture is out there, and it will stick around for this evening. So be sure to have a plan for your kids to do some inside things, and be sure to definitely again have some plans for you guys to do inside and stuff like that, and then we'll continue to watch this as things start to develop over the course of the next couple hours. Thanks for joining us, guys. This has been AJ Town live with the T Storm Chasers, bringing you the latest weather information. We are continuing to monitor news as well. However, if severe weather does start to break in, we will certainly break in and start bringing you that severe weather threat information. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a great night. Stay